Good evening, fans, and welcome to Lomenda Field for senior night between the Columbus East Olympians and your Roncalli Royals. At this time, let's meet the seniors for Roncalli. Our first senior is Cullen Ash. Cullen is being escorted by his mom, Katie, and his dad, Chad. Cullen has participated in 4 years of football and 4 years of baseball. His favorite baseball memory is the win over Guerin Catholic this year because it was such a great and fun game. After high school, Cullen will be attending Valparaiso University to play baseball and study marketing. Cullen says, "I would like to thank my parents for being the biggest supporters and blessing me with the opportunity to go to Roncalli and pursue my dream of playing college baseball. I owe it all to them. I would also like to thank my coaches for believing in me and teaching me so much." Cullen Ash. Next senior is Andrew McHugh. Andrew being escorted out by his mom, Angie, and his dad, Steve. Andrew has participated in four years of wrestling and 3 years of baseball. His favorite baseball memory is playing hacky sack with the boys. Andrew will be attending Franklin College to play baseball and study sports management. Andrew says, "I would like to thank my dad, mom, brother, and papa for everything they do for me." Andrew McHugh. Our next senior is Carrington Pitts. Carrington is being escorted by his mom, Carrie, and his dad, Shane. Carrington has participated in 4 years of football and 4 years of baseball. His favorite baseball memory is Mr. Mullins taking them to Dairy Queen after winning away games. Carrington will be attending the University of St. Francis to play baseball and study physical therapy. Carrington says, "I would like to thank my parents and grandparents for always supporting me through everything. I would also like to thank my coaches for pushing me to be the best I can be off and on the field." Carrington Pitts. Our next senior from Roncalli is Luke Baker.
Let's go, Bake!
Luke Baker is being escorted by his mom, Stacy, and his dad, Michael. Luke has participated in 4 years of basketball, 4 years of baseball, and 2 years of football. His favorite baseball memory is hitting the Grand Slam last year to win the conference. Luke will be attending Marion University to play baseball and study civil engineering. Luke says, "I would like to thank my coaches through the years. I'd also like to thank my mom and dad for always supporting me in my baseball journey." Luke Baker. Our next senior from Roncalli is Max Kreiner. Max is being escorted by his mom, Jen, and his dad, Blair. Max has participated in 3 years of soccer and 4 years of baseball. His favorite baseball memory is hitting his first home run. After high school, Max will be attending the University of Southern Indiana to study business management. Max says, "I would like to thank my parents for their support to allow me to play the game and all for the gas money they spent in the weekends they gave up to watch me." Max Kreiner. The next Roncalli senior is Braden Treadwell. Braden's being escorted by his mom, Katie, and his dad, Chris, and his sisters. Braden has participated in 2 years of football and 4 years of baseball. His favorite baseball memory is hitting back-to-back home runs with his best friend. After high school, Braden will be attending Marion University to study biology. Braden says, "I would like to thank my parents for always being there to support him and pushing me to be the best possible athlete I can be." Braden Treadwell. And let's hear it one more time for the class of 2026 Roncalli Baseball. At this time, Columbus East may take on the first baseline, may line up for the national anthem and prayer.
And there you have it, senior day here at Roncalli High School as these two baseball clubs, it's the Royals and the Olympians of Columbus East, ready to get underway in the final week of the regular season. The great Rob Brown to my left, I'm Nathaniel Finch, and Rob sat down with the head coach of the Royals, Tony Vittorio. Hear that now.
Some good questions this time.
Counting down from 3, 2, 1.
We're here on the Clubhouse Show with the head coach of the Roncalli Royals, Tony Vittorio, as the Royals hosting Columbus East on senior night tonight here at La Pinta Field. Before we get into the matchup tonight, Coach, let's kind of reflect back on the last week or so. Weather has stepped in and foiled the last 3 attempts that your team has tried to play, Saturday and Tuesday night. But the last time out, Friday night, here against Carmel, your team was razor sharp, played an errorless game, and Colin Ash probably had his best performance on the mound with the complete game shutout and a 2-hitter.
Yeah, so obviously that game I thought was dictated by obviously our pitching, and that was Colin's complete game, 2-hitter. I think he struck out 9, maybe 12. He struck out 12. It's been that long since we played, so I forgot. But that was dictated by him, right? They couldn't get anything going, and we did enough really with the long ball that night to put a few runs on the board, and I thought it was a really good win for us.
The doubleheader that was scheduled to go on Saturday in Dayton was washed out, as was Tuesday night's game at Bloomington North. That'll be made up next Tuesday. But when you have a situation like you're in right now with the 3 consecutive rainouts, and it's going to be a week between games when your team takes the field tonight, how do you keep your team sharp in those circumstances?
Yeah, obviously this is the time of the year you want to play. Obviously you have to practice, but you want to play more than you practice this time of year. So that obviously is a little different for us. And, we got a couple practices in, but if they're not ready to play, that's on them, right? I think coaching-wise, we've done what we needed to do to say the right things, but talking's talking and doing's doing, so we'll see what happens.
Columbus East, the opponent tonight, the second to last really dress rehearsal before the sectionals get going here next Thursday. What do you want to see from your team tonight?
Yeah, just, it's senior night, so we're going to get the seniors in at the start here, and obviously I'd love to see them do really well. They've had great careers here. Colin's been part of 3 conference championships, and the other seniors have been part of 2 conference championships, and Colin and the other seniors have been part of a Marion County championship. So I don't know. I just want to be clean, sharp, right? Obviously reach our goals on the quality at bat chart, advantage count on the mound, and just want to be playing our best baseball at the end of the year, and hopefully that starts tonight.
Royals taking on Columbus East tonight here at La Pinta. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
That's Roncalli head coach Tony Vittorio. Nathaniel and I are back with the first pitch after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
And thank you very much, Rob, for sitting down with the manager of the 6th-ranked Roncalli Royals at 17-5. That was Tony Vittorio. With Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch. This is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947, delivering everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offerings. That's at IndyFruit.com. Senior Day here at Roncalli High School, and not only all of the seniors honored today just in front of us a few moments ago, but we'll have a different starting lineup today as well, with these seniors seeing a little bit more action. That starts, Rob, with our starting pitcher.
Andrew McHugh gets his 2nd start of the season. He's primarily been the lead arm out of the bullpen, as he'll be making his team-high tying 10th appearance. Actually, his team-high 10th appearance. He's the first player to get to 10. But, again, just his 2nd start. He's 2-0 with 2 saves and a 1.91 ERA. His only other start was when the Royals went to Cincinnati to play a doubleheader against Cincinnati Christian, winning both of those games. McHugh was stellar in the start, 4 innings pitched, allowed 2 runs, neither earned, 2 hits, struck out 6 against no walks. So McHugh will be one of 5 seniors in the lineup today for the Royals.
And you wonder not only how long McHugh will be on the mound, because he is your closer and you want him to be ready for a certainly healthy workload when we hit sectional action next week, but also there's some other arms to get up there, and I'm curious to see what the plan is, not only on the mound but also in the field and in the batting order, seeing how long the seniors get to stay in the lineup versus when we move some players around. It should be an interesting day, and certainly hands full for Tony Vittorio, the 3rd-year manager of this squad.
Well, and since the Royals have had a couple rainouts, as you heard in the interview with Coach pregame, they've not played since last Friday, so every pitcher from a pitch count standpoint is available. So I would expect to see multiple pitchers on the hill tonight for the Royals, just to keep some guys sharp, because they did squeeze in a reschedule to go to Bloomington North next Tuesday as kind of the last tune-up game before the sectional opener against Greenwood here a week from tonight.
Should be certainly interesting tonight. You wonder, the same question you and I had with your hockey team and the Canadians,
Yes.
rust versus rest. Neither of these two teams have played since last Friday, so I'm curious to see how the bats are coming out. Are they a little slow? Are we well rested? You see out there as we are announcing the starting lineups. This is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show with Rob Brown. I'm Nathaniel Finch, and we will now tell you the starting lineup. We will start with Columbus East. It is brought to you by the Mark Linder Real Estate Team with nearly $500 million in lifetime sales. You can lean on Mark Linder and his team for all your real estate needs. Call Mark 317-514-6275. Leading off for the Olympians, making about an hour drive from Columbus, maybe a little more than that in traffic. It'll be Landon Jewell, the shortstop, and he will start things off in this batting order. Then the pitcher for Columbus East is batting second. He has certainly a heavy bat in Caden Arnholt. Batting third, maybe the best player on this squad is J.D. Rodert. He is the center fielder. Cleanup, D.H. Riker Stott. Batting fifth will be the first baseman, Baj Asher. Sixth, Paxton Thompson. He plays in right field. Then behind the dish and batting seventh is Aiden Bumbelow. Eighth and ninth, that's Jacob Huffman, the third baseman, and Logan Rager, the second baseman. And that is how Columbus East will present their batting order. And we talked about the starting pitcher today, and Andrew McHugh should have plenty of energy up there on the bump today. And we talked about how good of a season he has had, that 2.21 ERA out of the bullpen. Now he gets his second start, and excited for this one, Rob.
Yeah, and his last outing was a save opportunity in which he collected the save in the Royals' 12-10 win up at Avon 2 Mondays ago. Usual infield defense, -1 spot for the Royals today. Luke Baker, normally the designated hitter, one of the 5 seniors in the lineup. He'll play third base, at least to start this game. The usual's in the middle, Gio Artizone and the freshman Sam Kreiner at shortstop and second base. Usual first baseman in Aiden Hartman at the right corner of the infield. Outfield has Luke Rader in right, Colin Ash in center field. That's the usual outfield alignment when Ash is not pitching, but the senior Max Kreiner gets the start in left. And Carrington Pitts, who hit a home run, one of 2 home runs for the Royals on Friday night. Pitts will get the start behind the plate. He played right field in the win on Friday night over Carmel.
Talk about the game time weather. Boy, has weather certainly been a battle over these last 7 days for both of these two squads as we are set and ready to get underway here at La Pinta Field. This weather brought to you by Whitetail Properties, where you can turn your real estate dreams into reality. 67 and sunny and a little windy, but certainly plenty of sun as this one sent right to center field. Colin Ash battles the sun with his sunglasses across his face, makes the catch for out number 1. And Rob, we haven't had sun all day long until we walk out to the ballpark, and what happens? Here we go. Couldn't be more perfect.
I'd say we haven't had it all week long.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talked about the Royals having a doubleheader in Dayton and a game rained out, and then a game scheduled in Bloomington North on Tuesday night, pushed to next week. Columbus East has had 3 straight rainouts. They had games scheduled Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all of them scrubbed.
This offering right down the middle of the plate for Andrew McHugh. Whitetail Properties with Bill and Jay Miner, your go-to real estate experts. Whether it's hunting, farming, lakeside, or just a home nestled on acreage, these proud Roncalli alums will make it happen. And trying to make this happen, the throw from Baker out of position on senior day, but you couldn't tell with that throw. 2 retired early on.
Yeah, Luke, who's normally the designated hitter, Callan Staley usually the third baseman, but Luke looked very comfortable fielding that 3-hopper.
And I wonder how much the decision from Coach Vittorio today on when to pull guys is going to be, do you make a mistake or not? If Baker's perfect in third base, maybe you let him start the whole game there, or eventually do we see Staley back in his position and go down the list, etc. Is this off the plate for ball 1? McHugh making quick work of this lineup. This is J.D. Rodert, certainly the best player in this batting order. And we'll tell you why as we go probably the best player on the roster when you look at what he can do with his arm as well. And this one lifted high over to right field. Stepping back to make the catch. Rader with no issues. 1, 2, 3 we go. Now to the bottom of the first after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Looking for reliable HVAC professionals? Look no further than Ane and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Looking to make your brand stand out? Turn to Business Art Designs, celebrating over 35 years in the sign industry since 1990. As the official sign supplier of the Indianapolis Indians, they bring unmatched expertise to every project. From eye-catching temporary signage for any event, to durable, permanent signs that leave a lasting impression. Visit them on Main Street in the heart of downtown Beech Grove. Business Art Designs, proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics.
Back and ready to go at LaPinta Field for the bottom of the first inning now. After we quickly went through 1, 2, 3 at the top of the order, now the Royals will see if they can get their bats going, and it starts with maybe their best bat in Colin Ash.
Well, Colin Ash moved to the leadoff spot last Friday in a shake-up situation and wanted to get Artizone back a little deeper in the order to come up with runners on base potentially. So Colin leading it off. The pitcher today for Columbus East, let's talk about him for a moment. That's Caden Arnholt. He's a senior making his 8th start, 9th appearance overall. Arnholt's 3-3, the 3.12 ERA, 33 and 2/3 innings, has allowed 21 runs, 15 earned against 38 hits, 33 strikeouts to 15 walks. So about a 2-to-1 ratio. Ks to walks for the senior right-hander Arnold.
And he's got a decent bat to him as well, obviously grounded out at the top of the first, but you've got guys, the Royals are the same way, that can throw it just fine up from the bump and play pretty well next to the plate as well. It's a huge luxury. As we'll see what Ash gets going. You talked about moving him and Artizone a little interchangeably. Those are the two best hitters on this roster, and boy, is Ash having some senior season this year, Rob. I mean, he's had a great sophomore and junior season, all conference, all county, and now he's going to continue to add to that resume.
Well, and just on Monday night at the Roncalli Athletics Awards Banquet, etched himself into history as the male athlete of the year across all sports here at Roncalli. You combine his baseball season with his football season, the quarterback spot leading the Royals to the 4A state championship game. It's a pretty strong resume.
And he received the Mental Attitude Award in that state championship game as well. So he is not just, the star athlete, but it seems by all accounts to be a great dude as well.
I would concur.
And now we'll see what he can do with a heavy bat set to get into postseason play next week. 2 more tune-ups before then. This is the final at home, and it's a base knock right off the bat for Colin Ash.
Well, the other subplot here, Nathaniel, is that Ash has 24 stolen bases. Gio Artizone 26. The school record is 29.
How about that?
By Kevin Kirchhoff, set 40 years ago. So you can make the case that, especially if the Royals can make a run postseason, that either one of those players could end up with that record.
Or both. Well,
or both.
Certainly they can't both hold the record, but they both can break it this season as Sam Kreiner up to bat.
Royals would love to see Kreiner get back on track. Hitless in his last 2. That comes after a 9-game hitting streak.
As a freshman, too. It's senior day, and he bats second. So that tells you everything you need to know about the prowess of this freshman.
Started out in the bottom of the order, but he's been hitting in the 2-hole for really the last month.
The peek over to Colin Ash with his leadoff. Here's the 0-1. The throw over to second, diving head first and making it there in time. Add another stolen base to the tally of Colin Ash.
Well, having spent some time with Coach Vittorio last Friday night after the shutout win over Carmel, as sharp as the team was, not allowing a run, not committing an error, he was a little perplexed that his team did not get a stolen base. So
that?
I think they were going to get out and run early if given the opportunity.
We're talking about a squad that has stolen 125 bases this season. To put that into perspective, after this, here's the shot over to the right field gap, making chase. It's down for a base hit. And a deep one at that. Runners on the corners before we get a single out as Kreiner moves Ash over to third.
Well, good to see Sam aggressive in his first at bat. Ash had to hold up at second because Roeder had a beat on the ball. The ball just did not have enough elevation and dropped in front of him. So otherwise, Colin would have scored, but he had to hold up and no reason to send the runner with nobody out and your best hitter coming to the plate.
Talked about those 125 stolen bases for the Royals. Columbus East with 39 on the season. So if that puts it into perspective, I don't know what else would. As Gio Artizone, certainly between him and Ash, the two biggest bats on this squad, and he's trying to get Ash across the plate early on.
Boy, Kreiner had a big lead over at first and almost was caught leaning the other direction, but able to dive back on his stomach to beat that throw over.
You got to imagine the sign relayed from third base is make your way over to second with these runners on the corners. And he will. Here he goes. The throw down. This one might be in time. It's cut off.
Well, the Royals thought that, or the Olympians thought the Royals might have a play on. So the second baseman, Regier, came across the diamond to cut that throw, thinking Ash might be heading home, but Ash had no intention of going. But now you've got two runners in scoring position. Nobody out for the best hitter at the plate.
506 his batting average. He leads the team in basically every major batting category, including home runs. And this one well struck back to the fence. Play made. It'll be a sacrifice fly. That scores the first run of the contest as Colin Ash crosses the plate. Thank you, Gio Artizone.
Well, if Artizone gets around on that ball a little more, it's going to fly out of here to the right of the scoreboard. Much like the ball he hit on Friday night that was the first of two home runs hit by the Royals against Carmel.
And he has 7 long bombs this season, again leading the team. And now he just finds his 30th RBI. What a season Artizone is having. On his way to his second consecutive all-conference nod. The delivery from Arnholt looks good, but it's off the plate. Aiden Hartman, their right-hander in the box. Hartman this season at .375 batting average, and he watches strike one. He has a hit in 13 of his last 14 games. He has been on fire, Rob.
Yeah, he's been really dialed in, and a guy that maybe kind of slips below the radar with the stellar seasons that Artizone and Ash have had, but Hartman's been a solid, consistent hitter the entire season and has played sound defense at first base.
Between him and Artizone, certainly plenty left in the cabinet after this season. A pair of juniors for Tony Vittorio. Here's the pitch from Arnholt. Breaking ball right over the plate, but a little too high.
Yeah, if you put in the regulars in the lineup in lieu of the seniors and put Staley at third and Cromer behind the plate, you've got your entire infield and your catcher back next year. All non-seniors.
Here's the 2-2 with an out and a runner on third. Healthy hack, swing and a miss.
That pitch was up, and Hartman knew that he swung at a ball there.
By the way, the starting lineups, this batting lineup for the Royals, brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services, handling all your electrical needs, big or small. We've seen Ash, Kreiner, Artizone, and Hartman up to the plate. Here is Luke Rader, the right fielder. Behind him, Luke Baker at third. Carrington Pitts behind the dish. Braden Treadwell, the designated hitter, in batting. In the final spot will be Max Kreiner, the left fielder today. And those bottom two, maybe even bottom three, kind of not regulars of this lineup, but it is senior day. So that is why we see the lineups as we do. Roncalli alums Jeff Russell and David Moran, proud to serve you. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit. And he puts some power into this one, but it flies foul and out of play.
Well, Max Kreiner getting the senior night start in left, heading in the 9-hole. And this is the time of year where, with the JV team having its season complete, a couple JV guys called up to dress. And Sam and Max's brother Jack, who's a junior, in uniform. So all three Crichton brothers in uniform tonight in the Royal dugout.
The plan was not to have the JV season concluded by now, but the rain we got and some different schedule changes late in the season, they unfortunately see their season end maybe a hair prematurely. As now they count 1-2 for Luke Rader. Rader coming off a game against Carmel where he went 1 for 3 with a run. That ended up as a 5-0 win last Friday night, and the Royals have not played since. A handful of rainouts, and he swings at this one. And now a pair of Ks for Arn Holt as we head to the top of the second, but the damage done. You get a run if you are a Royal fan. Back after this. With Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch on the Roncalli Media Network.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Welcome back here to start inning number 2, making quick work on just 6 pitches through the top 3 of the order. Andrew McHugh, the team's typical closer, today starting on senior night and making quick work of this lineup. Now to bring up the designated hitter, Riker Stott, and he can hit pretty well. Higher up on the team in terms of batting average, a .273 number there. He's also one of their better pitchers, and now he steps into the box on a clean slate and knocks this one through the gap to break up, a little tongue-in-cheek, the no-hitter.
Well, Stott stays hot because he was 3 for 3 in Columbus East last game, which was last Friday in a conference win over Jennings County, 13-3. So
number 40, Bij Asher.
First baseman Bij Asher into the batter's box. He sees his future college teammate. These two headed down the road to Franklin College starting next season. Ready to roll here with a man on base. Well struck into center field. Making chase, it'll be Colin Ash. Catch no problem.
Well, Ash and especially Luke Rader, very skilled and experienced at fighting the sun field here at La Pinta. More so in right field. More of a problem in right than center at this time of night.
One of the unique advantages of the Royals hosting sectionals next week is they're used to the way that the sun sets and the timing and how everything works in that regard. This is a squad that has been battling it all season and for 3 or 4 years. Of course, opening against Greenwood. Excited for that one as this one sent foul right down the line. Baker wisely lets it cross that white line and add a strike to the count. This is Paxton Thompson, the right fielder. Thompson, .240 is his batting average. He is top on the team in triples with 3 of them. Unfortunately, also leads the team with strikeouts at 21, but with the good comes the bad. McHugh's certainly looking to make that 22. Here's the 1-1. With Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch. 1 out, top of the second. Royals started with some hot bats, a couple of consecutive hits. They score a run in the bottom of the first, and now we are rolling the top of the second. Big swing sent foul out of play.
We see Stott getting a decent lead. Has just 1 stolen base on the year, but Be curious to see how much the Olympians will run on Pitts, who has caught a couple games this year, but certainly not the regular catcher has logged the innings that Dom Cromer has behind the plate.
Here's the throw down over to second base, and on cue made Pitts do some work, and this toss just a little high for Kreiner.
Well, Pitts got rid of that ball quickly, but the throw sailed on him away from the bag.
Just the second stolen base, at least in the stat sheet for Stott this season. I mentioned just 38 for the team in general. Here's the 2-2 for McHugh on Thompson. Here's one sent high into left field, making chase into the shade, making the catch. It is Max Kreiner on senior day, the senior making a nice play.
Kreiner got a great jump on that ball. It was sinking quickly and tailing away from him toward the foul line, but Kreiner made that play look very easy.
Aiden Bumbelow steps up to the plate now. He is a junior, batting at .238 on the season. Does have one home run, but that is his only extra base hit. In fact, just 5 hits on the season. In the limited time, this is certainly a growing squad. A lot of juniors on this roster. This is a healthy hack. Columbus East 10-12, so maybe it's not the season that the goals were set at the beginning of the year. But, Rob, they were 8-20 last year and bounced to the blowout in the first round of the sectionals. So certainly some marked improvement and hoping for more next week when we hit postseason play.
Well, and you also expect things to be different with a new head coach, Christian Brown, in his first year as the head coach. So some different looks for this team, and I'm sure they're both still kind of feeling it, both the player and the coach. Now that almost through their first season together, the players certainly have a lot more understanding of what Coach Brown expects.
You might recognize that name. He is from around the area. Grew up in Columbus, but then he went to Franklin Central High School. Off the plate, that one. Now they count 2-2. But Brown spent a handful of years as an assistant at Lutheran for both football and baseball. And, Rob, what is the common denominator there? They both won state championships while he was
They did.
as
they
an
did
assistant.
indeed. I'd forgotten about the baseball state championship. Football's been a 2A, 1A, 2A juggernaut for a while.
He helped take that baseball team to semi-state one year, and then they won it all the following. So certainly qualified and now ready for his first season as a head coach. Again, he was at Beech Grove as an assistant before that, so certainly ties to both the South Side here and to the school that he now works for. The 2-2 for McHugh, trying to retire the side, and this one in the dirt, but stopped well by Pitts.
McHugh having to work a little bit harder in this second inning, but a strike away from bringing it to a close.
This one again swung on. He's fighting. Your game ball today is brought to you by Skip Cheeseman Dental Services. Smile with confidence for all your dental needs. Call Dr. Cheeseman at Skip Cheeseman DDS in Plainfield. Call or visit online at CheesemanDDS.com. Here's the 2-2. Swung on. Here's a drop third. Can Pitts make the throw in time? The answer is yes. We head to the bottom of the second after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Tonight, our Royals played as
your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision. Concept to creation.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient South Side location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
With Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch. This is the Roncalli Media Network, and the Royals notched one early on in this one. Bottom of the first, 2 consecutive hits, runners on the corners that eventually both in scoring position. Artizone with the fly out to deep center field. The fence says 365. That one might have traveled about 350 or so. But it scores a run, and now we are due for the 5 straight seniors in this lineup. Luke Baker starts off the inning with Caden Arnholt up on the mound for Columbus East, ready to roll here to start the bottom of the second. Baker on the season, typically the designated hitter. Today starting at third base on senior day. A very impressive .387 batting average, but he had a game to forget last week against Carmel, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He is looking for a nice bounce back today on senior day.
Yeah, it may be a little bit different look for Luke playing in the field. I think it's much more difficult to be the DH where you're not as engaged for half the game and then have to come to the plate. Saw Luke make a nice defensive play at third in the top of the first.
Well, Arnholt certainly gave up those first 2 hits, so a successful inning I'd say not, but then he settled in. 3 consecutive outs, including the final 2 via the strikeout. We'll see if he can continue that momentum. He threw 16 pitches in that first inning.
Yeah, I think if you look at it from a Columbus East perspective, the Royals had runners at second and third, nobody out, and their best hitter at the plate. And for Roncalli to only score 1 run out of that scenario, I think that's a victory for Arnholt, yeah, especially striking out the last 2 hitters. The momentum was certainly on Arnholt's side when he walked off the mound at the end of the first.
Now 35 strikeouts on the young season of this man. And here's another single. That one drops just in front of the center fielder, Rodert. And Baker aboard. And just like that, washes away that game we talked about from last Friday night.
Well, and the Royals have sent 6 to the plate. 3 of those 6 have base hits, and all 3 base hits were hit hard. So that's the Royal perspective of, hey, we're squaring up Arnholt and barreling some pitches here. A big inning is coming if we just stay with it.
And now it's the St. Francis signee, Carrington Pitts, up to the plate. The toss over to first.
And I was down. I had the privilege of watching Friday's game from the dugout.
How about that?
And the joy in that dugout when Pitts hit the home run in his first time up in the second inning, you could tell how much it meant, not just to Pitts but to his teammates, for the senior to deliver in that instance. It was a pretty cool scene in the dugout.
How about RBB VIP down there in the dugout?
Well,
this one left alone down the plate.
I may have a more even eyewitness story for you next week. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Well, to your point for Pitts, I'm sure it felt really good knocking his first home run of the season because he's hitting below 200, albeit in limited work, but still he comes up to the plate pretty often, and I think by his standards he'd like to have a few more hits. I'm sure that meant that meant a lot, putting one over the fence.
And it was a no-doubter. It cleared it by a good 15 feet to left field, so it wasn't like he just snuck it over the red railing at the top of the fence.
He'll put a charge into this one, but it's sent foul and out of play.
And the pitcher that Carmel threw on Friday night is committed to go to Rose-Hulman. So
how about that?
It's a college-committed pitcher that both Pitts and Artizone homered off of here last Friday.
Rose from Terre Haute, by the way, making it all the way to the championship set. Was this one in time? No, they say he's safe. The appeal got there in time. But the championship set in the HCAC baseball finals a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, who won that league?
It was Transylvania.
Okay.
Beat Rose-Hulman, who had lost in the first, either the first game or the second game of that tournament, and had to really fight back. I think they played 6 games in a 3 or 4 day stretch.
So they had to claw their way through the losers bracket.
And they did.
Wow.
And they did. And almost took it home, but Transylvania, a pretty good team. But all that to say, Rose certainly has a nice baseball program down there at Terre Haute. Here's the 1-2 from Arnholt. With Pitts up at the plate, here's the throw over to second, sliding head first. And there's another stolen base for Luke Baker. It is his 15th, and he is yet to be thrown out. Isn't that impressive?
Well, the Royals are trying to make up for the fact that Coach Tony Vittorio was a little irritated. They did not get a stolen base. I think it's one of just 2 games all year last Friday night where they did not have a stolen base in the game.
And they have 3 already. Every man with a hit has now stolen his way over to second. And is that maybe in the head of Arnholt a little bit, who goes wild with the pitch? Now the count's full.
Yeah, that one almost went to the backstop. Bumbelow made a nice play to put it in his glove.
Pitts awaits the payoff from Caden Arnholt. No outs and a runner on second is Baker. Whew, that one left there, and they will call that a ball. I don't know if you could have framed it much better if you're behind the dish in Bumbelow, but that's a free base.
That's a really good at bat for Carrington Pitts. Foul the pitcher 2 off.
And we've sung his praises plenty. Pitts, 18 strikeouts on the season, so you put that in perspective, and the fact that he left that alone, knew what he was doing, even more impressive for the senior. And certainly nobody likes to, as we get this one squeezed down, and he might be able to make it in time. He does. Overshooting it was Asher, the first baseman. And covering it was Rager, who was just waiting for the ball that never came. And now bases are loaded with no outs.
Well, Braden Treadwell squared up before the at-bat, so Asher was coming in expecting the bunt, and Treadwell put a little force on the bunt as it rolled up the first base side, and as you mentioned, it rolled past Asher. Rager was covering the bag, but somebody had to come get the baseball, which left first base abandoned, and Braden Treadwell, in his 5th at-bat of the season, has his first hit of the season.
How about that? We talked about this stretch at the bottom of the lineup and then bleeding into the very top. 5 consecutive seniors on senior day, and right now the first 3 have all reached base with no outs. Here we go. Right down the middle of the plate. This is a big spot for Max Kreiner, who steps in on senior day and looks for some action. He gets limited work, but as a senior, they put him in the lineup. We'll see what we get.
Well, Kreiner with 10 at-bats, 4 hits on the year.
Healthy hack here, and now he's behind 0-2.
He has primarily been the Royals' main courtesy runner. So 13 of the 20 games that Kreiner has played in have been as a courtesy runner, so he hasn't gotten an at-bat. But now the infield's in, and they're loaded with nobody out.
Here's the 0-2. Arnholt looking to start with a strikeout here. Will he get his third? He won't. Trying to make the tag, not in time. The throw to first is in time, but a runner scores.
Boy, what an athletic play by Rager to dive and catch that ground ball on the edge of the infield grass, and he tried to tag Treadwell as Treadwell ran and jumped over the top of him. Missed that tag, but got to his feet and threw Kreiner out. But Max Kreiner does get the job done and drive in a run.
Baker crosses the plate now, 2-0 Roncalli with an out. And again, 2 guys in scoring position now for the top of the order, and it is Colin Ash, our key player today in this lineup, brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities. Pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential at kidsabilitiesindiana.com. And we will have a courtesy runner in over at second base, where Carrington Pitts will head back to the dugout. And Jack Stafford, the sophomore, comes in to apply some speed and scoring position with just an out. Good move here from Tony Vittorio. After Baker crosses the plate, it'll actually be Pitts on third, I beg your pardon. Treadwell gets the boot, and Stafford in over on second now. Arnholt with 2 in scoring position that he has to worry about. Here's the first pitch of Colin Ash's second at-bat. What do you do the first time up? Couple pitches in, put one in the outfield, came around to score. Ash batting .500 this season. In fact, the scales just tipped a little bit in his favor with that first hit. although against Carmel was 0 for 3 at the plate. Rob, certainly not too worried about what he did at the plate because of what he did on the mound on Friday.
He was locked in on the mound, and one of his few hitless games this season, but 2 hits allowed and a walk, so he only allowed 3 base runners. Of those 2 hits, only one of them left the infield and struck out 12 in the shutout.
Puts a charge into this one, high over to right field. Should be able to score a run. Here's the catch. Thompson fires one down the plate. The play is not in time, but a lot closer than I think Carrington Pitts expected. He slides across, and now another run across the board for the Royals. 2 outs, and it is now 3-0 Roncalli.
Well, activity on the base paths gets it done for the Royals, and that was a close play. Pitts runs well. Throw was cut, so the relay throw was the throw that came to the plate.
And nearly made it in time. Now, why wouldn't Stafford have made his way over to third? He could have walked there, Rob, you would think, from second.
May be the case of a JV player not having his awareness dialed up to 10.
The last thing that Thompson in right field is worried about is what that guy over at second is doing.
Yeah.
So Ash with his first RBI of the contest. Adding to a resume, boy, both him and Artizone making their cases this season for the conference's Player of the Year. And the last time, at least for a while, that a Royal player will win such an award, if so, because they're out of the conference. In fact, the Circle City Conference is dissolving here in, about a week?
Thereabouts.
Here's the 1-1. A little hard off the plate for Arnholt. This is Sam Kreiner up at the plate. Earlier on, singled, moved Ash into scoring position, then followed him there with a stolen base, but he was stranded on second after Arnholt retired the next 3. It's been a struggle to retire anybody since. Bases were loaded at one point with no outs. Here's a chopper trying to make the play. Jewell, and it goes right into the outfield. Here's another run scoring as Stafford touches home plate, and that is a reached on error for Sam Kreiner.
Yeah, I would think that's going to be scored an error. We'll double check with the official scorer. Stout was making that play deep in the hole, and as he went to look to see what kind of time he had to throw out Sam Kreiner, the ball kicked off his foot and into short left field. Treadwell never stopped and scored easily for the 3rd run in the inning. Indeed, an error on the shortstop.
And now the score 4-0 for the Royals. A wild pitch will move a runner over to second. And Kreiner's upset. He wants the stolen base, but he won't get credit for it.
You read my mind. I was just gonna point that out. Sam and Luke Baker in a hot contest for number 3 on the team in stolen bases. Each came in with 15, and each have one so far today.
We talked about a moment ago before Ash put one into right field. He is our key player, brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities. He is having an incredible year at the plate and maybe just as impressive a season on the bump as the team's top pitcher. And between him and Artizone, one of the top 2 hitters as well. And already now with an RBI, a run, and a hit and a stolen base. Here's the 1-0 from Arnholt. Swung on, sent foul.
Ooh, just foul.
That
Good
was
call,
about,
though.
Yeah, 3 inches to the right. That could have been another run. Artizone at the plate. He did exactly what Ash just did a moment ago. RBI fly out to right field. Now he looks for a hit. Off the plate, it'll be ball 2.
Well, that play by Kreiner was ruled a stolen base because he was
such a good jump.
Yeah, he had such a good jump he wasn't going to be thrown out anyway. That's a judgment call by the score. I would say that I'd agree with that.
Well, that is his second stolen base today and his 17th on the season. Here's the 2-1. Make it 3-1.
Boy, teams are very reluctant, and rightfully so, to throw Artizone anything across the heart of the plate, especially with a runner in scoring position.
Isn't that incredible to have that respect as a junior?
Yes.
Artizone awaits the 3-1. He'll lift this one high into left field. You got to fight the sun a little bit, but trying to make the play. Kester does so. There's out number 3, a crooked number for the Royals. It is now 4-0 after they plate 3 of them. Back after this with Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch on the Roncalli Media Network.
Need the job done right? Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
A new score up on the Marian University scoreboard. Marian University, you can become a Knight at marian.edu, just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis. Marian, a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning, excelling in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. That is marian.edu. We are 8-9-1 due for the Olympians of Columbus East. And back up to the bump is Andrew McHugh, who has retired in the first inning, 1-2-3 in order. Then he allowed a base hit to start the second inning, and then all he did was send the next 3 to the dugout in order. And now Jacob Huffman, the third baseman, up to the plate after ball 1. And we're tied up at 1-1. Another big hack here, and all of a sudden McHugh is hunting.
Yeah, Huffman chasing some pitches out of the zone on this at-bat.
McHugh with 21 pitches through 2 innings, and we talked about it. He gets the start today because it is senior day. He's typically the team's closer, but if you can make quick work of these guys, I mean, that's just over 10 pitches an inning. I don't care if you're a closer, or a reliever, or a starter. You can go a handful of innings doing that. Here's one fouled and hit the batter.
Yeah, again, that 4-inning start that McHugh had in Cincinnati in mid-April, that was his longest outing of the season, longest outing of his career. So I would be surprised if he goes much past 4, but if his pitch count's in the 40s after 4, he may have one more in him.
And that's in the midst of an out-of-state doubleheader when you kind of had a good feeling entering the game that you'd be able to get the win, so why not just throw some stuff and see what happens, right?
Yeah, to your point, the Royals won both those games by a combined score of 33-2.
Strikeout for McHugh, 2 consecutive for this young man, and he continues a strong season now with 19 Ks on the year.
Yeah, I think the thing that's impressive with McHugh that he's only walked 5. So his strikeout to walk ratio is one of the best on the team.
Bottom of the lineup, it's Logan Rager. Rob, I'm going to give you a chance I'm going to invite you to correct me because I believe I am missing a game out of McHugh's box score. How many strikeouts do you have him down for?
24 now with the 2. Came in with 22.
Okay. So he had 4 in his last outing then is what I was missing.
He did.
I'm happy I had asked you. Here's one sent in the gap between the second baseman and the right fielder. Kreiner makes the catch. Rader allows him to. And we have a pair of outs.
So back to the top of the order, and McHugh has allowed just one base hit the first time through. Pretty sharp first time through the order for the senior.
Certainly making his case to stay up there on the mound for an extended period of time. But we talked about his last start, middle of the season, doubleheader, not worried about it. Certainly they're not worried if they win or lose this contest in the grand scheme of things. But you don't want to have your star closer wear himself out or worse by pitching too long a week before sectionals. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. But he has been sharp as sharp can be. Another 1-2-3 inning for Andrew McHugh, and we move on to the bottom of the third after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Consider we don't play until Tuesday.
That is when the Royals are back in action next at Bloomington North in a game, Rob, that was rained out from earlier this week. And instead of just washing it out and saying, you know, it's a non-conference game, not too worried about it, they made it a point to play that 2 days before sectional play starts. You know Coach Vittorio very well. What do you think the mindset is when you schedule a game 2 days before you start postseason play?
Well, the rule is you can reschedule. You can play a regular season game up until the day before your sectional starts. And so since both Roncalli and Bloomington North sectionals don't start until Wednesday, Tuesday was open, and that was available. Plus, Bloomington North has a turf field. So as long as there's no heavy rains or lightning, that's a game you can get in.
Aiden Hartman struck out last time up. He's the first baseman. He won't strike out here, but he will get out as Rodert makes the play from center field, charging up at that one, and we have an out to start the inning for the first time this game with the Royals up to the plate.
Boy, Hartman hit that one hard, and the Royals have really barreled up some balls on Arnholt. Some have fallen, some have not, but Roncalli has to like the contact they're making.
We talked about at the top of the broadcast, Rob, the difference between rust versus rest, and it's been almost a week off for both of these teams. Royals certainly starting hot with their bats, but I wonder if Coach Vittorio didn't want there to be a rust factor when they started sectional play next Thursday against Greenwood.
Yeah, you don't play that game, and you're basically looking at playing one game in a 13-day stretch. Yeah. This being the only one between a week from tonight and last Friday. So, yeah, I think it was important to get that game rescheduled, I should say, and try and get it in.
This one is swung on and sent foul, trying to make change, but it's out of play. Now, what do you think the arm strategy will be entering, well, really the rest of this game, but also that next Tuesday game? You don't want to throw your ace and, see him pitch 80 pitches, and now you can't use him for a game or two in sectionals.
Yeah, and it's a little bit easier to navigate the sectional because sometimes in years past, sometimes the sectional has been you've got to win 2 games on a Saturday. But with the games being spread out, if you run the table,
a day in between each, yeah,
you go Thursday, Saturday, Monday. So you can be pretty much on a regular pace with your staff as you navigate that.
Arnholt with his third K there. And it'll bring up Luke Baker. All he did to start the second inning was reach on a hard hit single to center field, stole a base, came around to score a run. Good start for the senior. Breaking ball down the middle, but it's a hair too high according to the home plate umpire. Here's the 1-0. You and I, Rob, had hypothesized driving in today that maybe we'd see Colin Ash today, another tune-up. Of course, he pitched last Friday and was marvelous through the complete game shutout. But maybe see him for a couple of innings today, kind of a tune-up. But you
Just
don't
to keep him sharp, we may see that.
But maybe you don't want to have him start all the way through the game on Tuesday. Here's a 5-3 ground out, successful. And that is how we end this inning. We go to the fourth after this with Rob Brown. I'm Nathaniel Finch on the Roncalli Media Network.
Heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets? Look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your four-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarborlane.com to learn more.
At Kids Abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit Kids Abilities Indiana.
Marian University scoreboard reads 4-0 in Rob Brown. Let's hear it.
Well, thank you, Nathaniel. LaPinta Field, the place. Glad you're with us on this Thursday night. Roncalli leading Columbus East, as Nathaniel mentioned, 4-0. We head to the fourth, and the Olympians will send 2-3-4 to the plate. Arnholt, Rodert, and Stout. Andrew McHugh has been solid through three. Just one hit allowed on 32 pitches.
Stellar through three. And he's going to continue. We inferred how long he'd be out there. He's typically the closer. Today's starting senior day. We thought maybe a max of 4 innings, but if he continues to deal, Rob, the way he has been, especially with these tight pitch counts, I mean, the most he's thrown in an inning is 15, as little as 6 pitches, he could really do some damage.
Caden Arnholt, first pitch swinging, fouls it down the right side, and it drifts out of play. 3 Royals giving chase. Run out of room at the fence. And McHugh ahead in the count 0-1.
We just saw it in the bottom of the third there as well with an 8-pitch inning. If you're going to keep swinging at the first pitch, that certainly is the man's best friend up on the bump.
Well, it certainly is welcomed by those of us that have plans later. Swing and a miss. Arnholt swings at a pitch high in the zone. Might be a hockey game that starts at 8 that I've got some attention on tonight. 4-0 our score. Royals looking for win number 18. High chopper, and it goes. Wow. Ooh, Baker gloves it. Long throw, and he got it. Wow. Oh, Baker was going to leap for the high hop. Instead, he kept his feet on the ground and waited for it to fall into his glove, but had to make a long throw and barely gets Arnholt. What a play.
2 things for you there, Rob. First of all, you could tell that he has a big-time basketball background. He's the team's power forward. You saw the way he climbed up and pulled down the rebound. Second, he is on senior day starting out of position today, and boy, is he making some impressive plays out there at third.
Second play that Baker has made. Here's Rodert. Flew out to Rader in right to end the first. Rodert, the only left-hand hitter in the order for the Olympians. Junior came into tonight's action hitting .352. This is lined right at Rader.
Didn't have to take a step.
An easy out, and the sun is tucked in behind the clouds, so Rader did not have to fight the glare to make that play. Quickly 2 away.
Yeah, it's another early count swing. Columbus East doing McHugh plenty of favors at the plate.
Riker Stott, base hit in the second, the only hit so far for the Olympians.
And now 8 straight retired since then.
Pitch out and away, a ball. We do like to educate on these broadcasts, so we'll talk about some other things. Celebrity birthdays today. One of my personal favorites, Nathaniel. Lawrence Turand. You may know him as Mr. T.
Ah.
Mr. T, 74 today. Big fan of Mr. T's work. That pitch, late swinging, foul out of play by Roeder. A-Team, Rocky 3. He is so underrated in Rocky 3, it's criminal. As Clubber Lang, who fought Rocky Balboa. That pitch just missed the corner, and the count evens 2-2. Taylor Sheridan, 56 today. That guy is sitting on mountains of money, Taylor Sheridan.
I pity the fool.
As a TV producer. Inside and twisting away. Did he swing? Yes, he did. Check swing. It's a strikeout. And the Olympians are retired in order for this third time tonight. 1, 2, 3, they go. We go to the middle of the fourth, and the Royals up 4-0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Back at LaPinta Field alongside Nathaniel Finch, Rob Brown with you tonight. The regular season home finale for the Royals, who come in at 17-5. But just 3-3 in their last 6. Carrington Pitts, who walked and scored, the number 7 hitter, will lead it off. 7-8-9 due up for the Royals in this fourth. All seniors. All were involved in the 3-run second. Foul back, first pitch. We talked about celebrity birthdays today. Taylor Sheridan, 56, started as an actor but has become a prolific producer of television. I don't know if you're a Yellowstone guy.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, so Taylor Sheridan.
I was wondering where I knew that name from.
Creator of Yellowstone.
That's it. And about 8 different spin-offs.
And I bet 8 different spin-offs, yeah. He is like, that's why I alluded, he is sitting on a mountain of money.
And it continues to grow.
Yes, it's an unending stream. That's lifted into center field, drifting over his rotor to make the play, one away. The one show of his I have not watched yet, but it's on my list, is Tulsa King. Speaking, we were talking about Sylvester Stallone in the last half inning. Have you taken that in?
I have not seen it, but like you, it is on the list. I've heard so many good things about it.
I have too. Not been able to get to it yet. I may or may not need to find somebody with a Paramount Plus login.
Well, with this deep run that your Canadians are going through, you don't have time to watch any television.
I don't have time right now. I'll get to it this summer, though. Here's Treadwell, who collected his first hit of the season with a push bunt down the first baseline that slid past the first baseman, Asher, and Treadwell able to beat it out. And pitch outside, a ball, 2-0. Final celebrity birthday today, Bruce Buffer.
There we go.
Familiar with Bruce Buffer? Are you a UFC guy?
I am.
Okay. Bruce Buffer, 69 today. Most known as the ring announcer for UFC.
Oh, he has the energy of a 29-year-old.
Yes. He comes by that genetically. His older brother, Michael Buffer, he of Let's Get Ready to Rumble fame.
Oh, yeah.
There was a time back in the late 90s, and I say this as a guy who was working in minor league sports at the time, where Michael Buffer, that Let's Get Ready to Rumble thing was big, right? And if he found out you were playing that in your arena without giving him some sort of compensation, as Treadwell 3-0 taking all the way, takes ball 4. So Treadwell's aboard for the second time. Yeah, if you played that drop in the arena, a cease and desist was on the way via the postmaster. So Treadwell gets the walk, and that'll send Ryan Merkel on as a pinch runner.
So he's a genius in more than just one way. He's got
get
the
that
business
money.
acumen.
Oh, yeah. So Ryan Merkel, the junior, will pinch run for Treadwell. They're in the bottom of the fourth. One out, one on.
Talk about UFC. How about the announcement that Conor McGregor is going to come back and fight? Well, it's been
I had not heard that. It's been a while, right?
Him and Max Holloway fighting this summer, and
okay.
I think he's the prohibitive underdog. It's been, I think, 5 or 6 years since he's even fought last.
Well, that'll bring eyeballs and money, though, with McGregor being involved.
That's right.
Max Kreiner, the 9-hitter, drove in a run with the ground out in the second. Stands in with a runner aboard, 1 out, 4-0 our score, bottom of the fourth.
You talk about the mountain of cash that Taylor Sheridan's sitting on. That fight that he had with Mayweather.
Oh, yeah.
Paid for anything else that either of those two will ever want to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah. I don't know. Mayweather's gambling habit's a little prolific. He may need a little bit more money to supplement that. Swing and a miss.
Give him a couple months and he'll be fighting one of the Paul brothers.
Yeah, good point. And Kreiner down in the count, 0-2.
Maybe
1
Mike
out, bottom
Tyson,
of the fourth.
Him,
Mike
Mayweather,
Tyson.
Mike Tyson in the ring.
Oh, my goodness. Merkel, a good lead at first, and has to dive back on the high throw. Arnold came into this inning with 49 pitches. No activity down in the Columbus East bullpen as of yet. Runner goes, fouled down the first base side. Asher will give a cursory chase, but that's well out of play. In case you're just joining us, the Royals got a run in the bottom of the first, 3 more in the second for this 4-run lead. Meanwhile, Andrew McHugh. Jackson McHugh is a Roncalli basketball player from the mid-2010s. Andrew McHugh, no relation, has limited Columbus East to just 1 hit through 4. Kreiner back in the box with the 0-2 count. Merkel on first. Runner goes, pitch outside, throw down by Bumbelow from his knees is well late, and Merkel has his first steal of the year.
And the base running prowess continues here for Tony Vittorio's squad.
That's stolen base number 5 on the night. Nowhere to, and I wasn't for the lack of looking. Royals now with 132 stolen bases with the 5 tonight. 1-2 pitch, and that one almost hit him. Kreiner duck out of the way, and the count evens. There's nowhere to look. Max Preps does not tabulate team stats. I was very curious as to where the Royals rank in the state from a team perspective with those 127 steals coming in. It's got to be amongst the top.
Well, Rob, all you have to do is go check every single team in the state, write down their stolen base total, and tally it up.
Here's a slow roller to second. Coming over to make the play on the flip is Rager. But Kreiner able to advance the runner over to third. And there's 2 outs. Back to the top of the order in Colin Ash.
You're at the stage of life, Rob, where you could take a couple of days off and work through those numbers.
Well, I live a life of moderate leisure, but not that leisurely yet. I aspire to that. I'll get there, but not there yet. Ash, 1 for 1. I should say 1 for 2 as a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the second. Singled and scored in the first with a stolen base.
Hey, we love that you're watching. We love that you're tuning in on this great Thursday night. How about the Royal Roll Call?
Let's do that.
Brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Here's how it works. You let us know that you're watching. We shout you out right here. You can use the YouTube chat, and you can reach out to Rob or I directly. Let us know you're watching. We shout you out. It's brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. More on them in a moment.
Ash takes a pitch high, 2-0. You know, I knew a guy that actually started the shout-outs on Roncalli football broadcasts a few years back. If only he would have commoditized it.
If only he'd watch a broadcast or two and let us know that he's watching.
That could have turned into a revenue stream for somebody on this broadcast. I wish I'd have thought of that. 2-0 pitch. Ash takes in tight. Arnold wanting nothing to do with Ash in the strike zone. And now Bumbelow wants time to go out and talk to his pitcher.
So that roll call brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. They take care of your pets while you are away, where pets feel at home, and Royals fans stay connected. Rob, you got any furry friends at home?
We have my good friend Peach, who is an Australian Shepherd. This is a visual. This is an audio bit, but
nice.
There's my girl Peach.
Beautiful.
Peach actually turns 7 tomorrow.
How about that?
So we're very excited about that as Peach reaches middle age. She's very cranky.
She's about to lap her owner.
She's closing in on me. Yeah, at 7. Yeah, if you do the multiplication there. 3-0 pitch to Ash, taking all the way. It catches the corner for a strike. How about you?
Not yet. We got chickens. We got 6 little chicks making all the noise down in the basement right now.
Okay.
They're about they've been menaces of late. This morning it was nearly late to work trying to get them corralled, but here they're close to being able to go hang out outside and bother the neighbors instead.
Slow roller to the shortstop, and leaning back to get it is Jewell, and he can't find it as it rolls into left field. Jewell charged that baseball and overran it, realizing he had tried to plant his feet in the dirt, slipped, and the ball rolls into left field. That'll bring the pinch runner Merkel home with the 5th run of the game, and Ash is aboard with 2 away.
And likely that's going to go down as the second error for Jewell. Rare for your shortstop to unfortunately be.
Yeah, that's going to be called a single.
Will they? Okay.
There, score that as single.
I was ready to say that Ash has now a single, a sac fly. He has an RBI, obviously, stolen base, run. He's everything but an error.
Yeah.
And well, now we'll continue that.
That's the Royals' 5th hit of the game. Sam Kreiner stands in. Sam 1 for 2. Single then in the first, reached via an error in the second.
Well, how about Ash then after going 0 for 3 at the plate against Carmel in a win that he certainly was the player of the game, the 7 shutout innings on the mound, but he was hitless, and that doesn't happen very often with this young man. Now he has his 12th multi-hit game.
Just 3 hitless games on the season for Ash, and this game number 23.
He has as many 4-hit games as he has hitless games.
that is correct.
Incredible?
Yeah, that's amazing. Throw down as Ash was running on the pitch. Just beats the throw. It was right on the bag. That's the best throw down Bumbelow has made tonight. But Ash with the speed to beat it. His 2nd stolen base of the game and the Royals' 6th.
And now he ties Artizone at 26.
Great point,
3 away from tying the record.
3 away from the record. I guess technically the season could end with both of them over 29.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
If they have the same total, they would share the record. Yeah, so that is possible.
And Artizone says, man, why'd you have to pull me away from the leadoff spot? I was doing all right.
Yeah. Put him in the RBI slot now, and Ashmore in the get on and get over spot at the leadoff spot. So Ash in scoring position. Sam Kreiner looking at a 3-0 count. This is the 3rd 3-0 count of the inning that Arnhold has racked up. And that pitch is high up for a ball, and that's the 2nd walk of the inning. 3rd of the game, and Christian Brown taking a trip out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. First visit Brown has made tonight, so we'll see if this is a conversation visit or a change visit.
Well, nothing going on in the bullpen right now.
So if Brown were to make a change, it'd have to be somebody already in the game.
Yeah, which is certainly what he's used to. Their entire lineup, their best pitchers all play out in the field. We talked about Rodert, their best hitter, and certainly one of their best fielders. Well, he's also a 1.84 pitcher, from a starting standpoint. Riker Stott, one of their better pitchers as well, with 2nd on the team in innings pitched behind Rodert. He obviously plays out in the field as well. So they've got, their best pitchers also out in the field, and kind of a stark difference than what Roncalli's used to, right? Aside from Ash, all their pitchers are solely pitchers, and they don't have to worry about taking BP. They don't have to worry about playing out in the field. It is all, let me go to the bullpen, let me get my arm ready. It just shows, maybe a little bit more flex on the depth that Roncalli has compared to a typical high school. It's certainly not out of the ordinary that Columbus East, all their better pitchers play out in the field.
So here's Artizone. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Runners go. First pitch. Taken down and away. No throw. So it's a double steal. Ash to 2nd. Sam Kreiner, or Ash to 3rd, rather. Sam Kreiner to 2nd.
Kreiner entered the game with 15 bases stolen, now 3 this contest, and we are only in the 4th inning.
Artizone has 2 in scoring position and 2 outs. Takes a pitch up. To even further reinforce your point about Columbus East pitching staff, the only player dressed tonight who has pitched a game who's not on the field right now is the junior Emmett Harden, and he's only made 1 appearance, and that was 6 weeks ago.
And he got lit up, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did. With his ERA of 64. That's not going to get it done.
That's like Paul Skeens after the opening day against
Correct.
the Yankees.
Yes, very similar. 2-0 pitch to Artizone. Hit hard into left field. Drifting foul. That cleared the fence.
Knocked a lady out of her chair.
Yeah, it did.
Can't see it on the broadcast, but it sent some help out there to.
Everybody appears to be okay. Little kids scrambling for the baseball. But somebody's older relative hit the grass down there on that foul ball that cleared the fence, but it was about 15 feet foul. Artizone got a lot of it.
Now, what'd you say earlier, Rob, when he put one to the warning track at dead center field, that if he would have got around maybe a little differently, it certainly would have been over the fence?
No question.
If you take the difference of those two, we're talking about hitting the scoreboard.
He's hitting 2 off the scoreboard, yeah. That one just got a piece at Artizone and nip it back to the screen, and the count evens 2-2.
Artizone, we talked about what Ash has done, hardly ever going hitless. Well, now Artizone 0 for 2, and now with 2 strikes, he hardly ever goes hitless. He has 12 multi-hit games, and very seldom does he see a 0 in his stat sheet.
His 1 hit on Friday night was the home run to straightaway left field. 2-2 pitch coming. Artizone takes away, held up, thought about it, kept it back, and the count goes full. That'll put the runners in motion with 2 outs. As Ash stands at third base, Sam Kreiner down at second. Royals lead 5-0 with a run in this inning. Aiden Hartman waits on deck. Big exhale from Arnholt. Checks the runners. Here he comes to the plate. Artizone hits this one hard to left field, right at the left fielder, diving, and makes a catch of the sinking line drive for the 3rd out. Oh, my. Rich Kester almost overran that baseball, but able to reach back and grab it, robbing Artizone of a 2-run RBI. But it'll stay a 5-run Royal lead, as in the inning the Royals get a run on 1 hit, no errors and 2 left. After 4, Royals 5, Columbus East nothing on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
It was a lot of fun.
Rob Brown, Nathaniel Finch back with you. Totals through 4 innings. Roncalli, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 4 left. Columbus East, no runs, 1 hit, an error, and 1 left. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Olympians. In this top of the 5th, Baj Asher leads it off.
First baseman number 40, Baj Asher.
Asher flew out to Colin Ash in center field his first time up. J.D. Rodert getting loose in the Columbus East bullpen. Rodert currently the center fielder.
Well, that's exactly what we talked about when we were inferring who would come in relief. Is it's going to have to be a fielder.
Asher sat on the breaking ball and slapped it over the head of the third baseman, Luke Baker, into left field for a base hit. That's the 2nd hit of the game for Columbus East, and it snaps a streak of 9 straight retired by McHugh. There's Paxton Thompson.
So we knew that it's not maybe ideal to pull a fielder right up to the mound cold. So it makes sense that they try to get their starter to go through the rest of the at-bat.
Thompson, first pitch swinging, lifts it high into short right field. Luke Rader coming on, easily makes the play. 1 away.
These guys swinging so quick, we can't even get through a thought or two.
I know. I know, right? You got to be quick with it tonight. Aiden Bumbelow struck out to end the second. We like to talk about things in media that were released on this day. 1980, so today is May 21st. 1980, May 21st. Empire Strikes Back, the movie, was released. That was a classic. Second in the original trilogy of the Star Wars. There's so many Star Wars spin-offs and prequels. I can't keep track of all
right.
of them, but
there's a new one coming out soon too.
Yeah. You watch any NBA game and they'll remind you. But yes, the original trilogy, Empire Strikes Back, was number 2 of the 3. Here's a roller to shortstop, backhand by Artizone to second for 1, and the throw short hops Hartman. I think Bumbelow had beaten it out regardless, but what a backhand play deep in the hole by Artizone to get the lead runner at second on the force.
How often have we talked about his prowess at the plate, but my goodness, is he the team's best fielder as well. What he can do from that 6th position is so impressive, and you saw it right there. How in the world did he get that throw on time, on target? And it's hard even just to scoop that ball up from where it was placed. No issues for Artizone. He is incredible.
That's a hearty agreement from me on that. And I think that's the first time we've said that on the air this year. But I would concur with you that he is the team's best fielder.
And that is something you don't see in a stat sheet. Sure, you can see his fielding percentage, but that doesn't quite encapsulate what he is able to do from his shortstop position. And that's part of why, he has a strong case for Player of the Year in the conference, but things like that don't always go noticed.
Huffman takes a strike on the inside corner. We've got a courtesy runner at first base, Xander Weatherford. And Weatherford goes, swing and a miss, throw down, and it's close. Did they get him? No. Weatherford slides in just under the tag. So Weatherford with the stolen base. That's his 8th. Weatherford courtesy running for the catcher Bumbelow, who reached on the fielder's choice. So Weatherford down at second, 2 outs. And McHugh will turn his attention to the hitter, Jacob Huffman, who struck out swinging in the 3rd. Swung at a couple bad balls in that at-bat. McHugh ahead in the count 1-2. Swing and a miss. Swung and a pitch away again did Huffman, and McHugh has him down for the 2nd time tonight. In the inning, no runs, a hit. No errors and a runner left. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Royals lead 5-0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
No one cares about your home as much as you do. You deserve to be comfortable and know you're receiving expert care. That's why Peterman is dedicated to service with significance. We provide continuous support and training to our field professionals, helping them be experts in their fields. We listen to you to give you the best possible service so you can feel confident in your home. Next time you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, let Peterman handle it.
J.D. Rodert has moved from center field to the pitching mound, and the junior left-hander will take over to face the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Royals in this bottom of the 5th.
Leads the team with 38 innings pitched. His ERA, also team lead, stellar 1.84. He's allowed 36 hits across those 38 innings, 22 runs, only 10 of them earned, and he has tossed 44 strikeouts. He is certainly their best hitter, maybe their best fielder, and has a case to be their best pitcher as well. Now, he often comes in as a starter, but why not see what he could do here in the next couple of innings?
So defensive changes for Columbus East. Arnholt, the pitcher, the starting pitcher, has stayed in the game, and he's in left field. And Arnholt, the pitcher, is in left field, and the left fielder, Rich Kester, is now moved to center.
And now playing left field for Columbus East is number 25, Caden Arnholt.
So basically, they just kind of rotated.
Yeah.
Roderick comes in from center field to pitch. Kester moves from left to center, and the pitcher, Arnholt, will get his final numbers for you here in a moment, as he is now in left field. And you talked about it earlier, Nathaniel. Christian Brown has got to keep these guys in the game because they're also his best hitters. So normally you'd see a starting pitcher head to the dugout. Not the case. Roeder is a left-hander to counterbalance the right-hand starter, Arnholt. And there is activity in the Royal bullpen, and I stand corrected. Colin Ash is tossing a little bit down there in the corner.
Oh, is he? Okay, Rob.
So we may see.
Who could have guessed that?
Somebody sitting to my right may have guessed that.
Dust my shoulders.
Hypothesized that. You're a little bit of a heater guessing some things. What was the one you had the other night where you called it? It was a bold prediction that came true. I forget what it was.
Was that Burton would
yes.
go with? I had a couple that game.
Lifted into right field, coming on again to make the play. This time it's Arnholt. After Rich Kester made a diving play in left to end the fourth, Arnholt does it again here in the fifth. One away. Here's Luke Rader.
Maybe not as much of a bold prediction that game, but just one that could have bit me in the rear end was that Burton would go through and keep his 0.000 ERA.
That was the one where you went out on the gangplank there and you delivered. And that was clutch.
I had another similar one. I can't remember what it was. That was a heck of a game.
Yeah, it was. That was the 1-0 extra innings win by the Royals over Perry Meridian a couple Fridays ago.
Burton, the sophomore, going, what did he throw? Almost 100. He threw 101 pitches.
Yeah, he was just over 100.
My recollection.
Yep.
It was incredible. Shutout.
Luke Rader 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, looking to put one in play here.
Then McHugh was a pitch away from immaculate when he came in a relief in the 8th inning.
And Luke down in the count quickly, 0-2. Luke Baker waits on deck. That ball hit hard to left field. Arnholt won't get there, but does cut it off. We'll try and limit Rader to a single, but Luke digging for second. Head first slide, he's in. Well, credit to Luke Rader to keep his head up. After striking out in his first 2 at-bats, he got down 0-2 and then whacked one into left field and legs out a double.
And that is the first extra base hit today for the Royals. Certainly hitting the ball well, but to now it has been all singles until that. And, boy, he had to earn it.
So 5 singles to start the game for the Royals. Rader delivers his 6th double of the year. It's the 2nd straight game that Rader has doubled. He doubled in his lone hit against Carmel last Friday night.
And good for him because he started the game with a pair of strikeouts and
looked uncomfortable doing so.
Exactly. So now he's got his mojo back.
Here's Baker.
Boy, this man's trying to knock one over the fence with that swing.
Singled hard into left his first time up, grounded to the third baseman, Huffman, on a nice play to end the third. Count even 1-1. Roeder looks at second. Baker got a piece of it, and it trickles foul down the right side. We talked about things that were released on this day media-wise. The Real World. You ever watch that show on MTV, The Real World?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Oh, it was one of the early reality shows back in 1992 where they would take like 8 post-college aged kids, put them in a house in a big city, and let them sort it out.
Uh-oh.
It was kind of like, but it wasn't a contest. It was just like, let's see how they deal with each other. And the first episode in 1992 aired in New York. First season, I should say. It was big back in the 90s. It's a big 90s pop culture show. Pitch out and away, and the count goes full. And then on this day in 2010, the movie MacGruber was released. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh, boy, that's a good one. Saturday Night Live character MacGruber by Will Forte. A takeoff on MacGyver. Full count. Baker hits this one high and deep to left field. Looking up as Arnold. He won't get it. Home run. Boy, that had a similar ball flight as the home run that Luke Baker hit to extend the game when the Royals won an extra inning tilt against Shelbyville in the sectional last year. That ball landed in the trees at New Pal. This one lands in the grass behind the scoreboard. Luke Baker's gone deep for the 4th time this year, and it's 7-0 Royals.
And what did we say on his first swing and miss? That he was trying to put this one over the fence, and he did the exact same thing there. There was no, let me take something off of this and look for contact. He was steadfast in his abilities to get around on Rodert, and he absolutely did.
And he gazed at it a little bit, heading down the first base line. Here's Pitts. Carrington Pitts 0 for 1, walked and scored in the second. That's a bomb that Baker golfs out of here to left field.
And we knew that was coming, Rob, because you had talked about early on in the first inning how well struck some of these flyouts and liners were. That all it takes is one of these to kind of line up perfectly, and we've seen a couple get close, but that one was murdered.
So the Royals have scored a run in the first, 3 in the second, a solo in the fourth, and 2 here in the fifth on the blast by Luke Baker.
Tell you what, Rob, this team is going to do some damage next week, hosting sectionals, playing some of its best ball.
That ball's lined back up the middle. It's off the backside of Rodert and ricochets into short left field. Rodert, to his credit, was able to turn his body and took that line drive right off the proverbial ham hock.
Boy, if he was a left-handed pitcher, or I beg your pardon, a right-handed pitcher, that would have been
a
much different story.
That would have been in the rib cage, yeah. So Rodert, quick visit to the mound just to check to see that Rodert's okay, and he says he's good to go. But Pitts has his first hit of the game. And we've got a pinch hitter, Joey Matus, hitting in the 8th spot. So Joey Matus pinch hitting in the bottom of the 5th for Braden Treadwell.
Ironically.
Matus primarily a pitcher. Does have 13 at-bats on the year. Rolls this one through the hole, slowly into left field, the base hit. The 4th straight hit for the Royals in the inning. And Max Kreiner, the 9-hitter, comes to the plate.
Why not keep it running? Kreiner, the senior, hasn't had a hit yet. A couple of ground outs to second. He does have an RBI in that, but let's keep this train rolling. What I was going to say, Rob, ironically for Matus, his batting average before that knock was .222. His on-base percentage, .333, and his slugging percentage, .333. It's a little anomaly, the things that us nerds get excited about.
Kreiner takes a pitch inside, and now Pitts is hung up between second and third, tries to steal third. He did! Oh. Just in under the tag.
The throw was certainly there in time. Clearly the umpire thought he didn't apply it.
Wow, so Carrington Pitts gets a creative stolen base. Looked like he was hung up in the rundown, but able to hustle his way and head first slide into third. Like Nathaniel said, the ball beat Pitts there, but he beat the tag. And now the Royals have him at the corners. 2 out, 1 out, just 1 out in the inning. And 2 runs in on the home run by Baker.
I'm somewhat surprised that Christian Brown didn't at least step out onto the diamond and just ask a question or two to this umpire staff. Kudos to him. But also, that's something surprising.
Kreiner takes a pitch out. It's 2-0.
Isn't it ironic, too? We talked about how Rader knocked the team's first extra base hit, and then 3 or 4 pitches later, Baker puts one over the fence after 5 straight singles.
Runner goes, throw down, and it's cut in the infield by the second baseman, Rager. So that'll go as a stolen base for Matus, and that is his first of the season.
Second consecutive time, or second time today, that is, that with the runner on third, Rager jumps in front of that throw and doesn't even give it a chance at second base, but wanting to make sure that doesn't turn into a run.
Swing and a miss. Kreiner was swinging 3-0. A little surprising there.
The 9th stolen base today. You talked about Tony Vittorio wanting to see some more action in the run game last game. That has certainly not been an issue today.
That pitch is inside for a ball. Now they're loaded with one out for Colin Ash. And while Ash comes to the plate,
he's got good taste in music.
Little Earth, Wind, and Fire on the walk-up song there for Ash.
Try to put some wind and fire into this ball.
Ash has 2 hits, 3 stolen bases, and a run knocked in. And this is lined into right field, a base hit. That's going to bring at least 1 in. Brandon Worley will throw up the stop sign for Joey Matus at third. And it's 8-0 in favor of the Royals. And now, with just 1 out, and you've got the 2 and 3 hitters coming up, Nathaniel, 2 more runs for the Royals. This game is over. As we're in the 5th inning.
Wouldn't that be an emphatic way to end senior day?
And the run rule is definitely in play here for the Royals if they can get 2 more. You got 1 out. Sam Kreiner at the plate, and Gio Artizone waits on deck.
So we can't call it the winning run over on second, but we can call it the game-ending run over on second.
100%. I think that's a good characterization.
We talked about how Rodert this season has only allowed 10 earned runs. So he has been really outstanding, the team's best pitcher this year, but this is a tough situation for him. That he just ran into a hot bat scenario, and now another crooked number for Roncalli looking to add to it.
That pitch inside, it's 3-0.
And here's the issue.
Away from walking in a run.
Here's the issue if you're Rodert. Let's say you can get through Kreiner. Now Artizone comes back up to the plate, and he's 0 for 3. He's due for a hit, if not more.
And that gets by the catcher. And a throw to the plate is not in time. Maida scores. That was called a strike. I guess Kreiner offered at it. That's going to be a wild pitch back to the screen that allows the runner to score. Royals have him at second and third, and they're a run away from ending the game. Royals have sent so many players to the plate. Mark Pieper has about 8 different articles of armor that the hitters have handed him down at the first base coaching box. That pitch is inside, and now they're loaded on the walk. Second walk of the inning, and they're loaded for Gio Artizone with 1 out, and the game-ending run stands at third base in the person of Max Kreiner.
And now you see why Rodert only 10 earned runs on the season, but he's allowed 22 total runs. It's a similar disparity here. He's letting a lot across the plate for free.
Max Kreiner at third, Colin Ash at second, Sam Kreiner at first. The only runner that matters for the Royals at this point is Max Kreiner at third. If Kreiner's able to get to the plate, this game is over on the 10-run rule with the Royals leading 9-0. Artizone looking for his first hit. Infield is in. Pitch taken on the outside corner, a strike. In case you're wondering, the Royals with 9 stolen bases, was looking this up, Nathaniel, ties for their second highest total of the season. They also had 9 in a doubleheader game against Southwestern. This ball is lifted into center field.
Good game.
Going back to catch it is Rich Kester. Max Kreiner will tag, and he'll get in way before the relay throw, and this game is over. Royals send 9 to the plate in the 5th inning. Gio Artizone drives in the final run of the game. Roncalli scores 5 in the 5th to close this one out and put their 18th win in the books. 5 runs in the inning. Our final score, 10-0. Roncalli defeats Columbus East. We'll take a break, come back. Post-game shows next on the Roncalli Media Network.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
Did you know 80% of Americans don't floss daily, risking gum disease, bad breath, and even tooth loss? At Skip Cheeseman DDS, we believe your dental health is worth protecting, from routine cleanings and wisdom tooth removal to implants and IV sedation. Dr. Cheeseman and his caring team combine experience with comfort, so you can smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit Cheeseman.com today. Skip Cheeseman DDS, caring for smiles, caring for you, and a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your...
We're final from LaPinta Field. 10-0, the Royals with a win over Columbus East on the Marion scoreboard. Should we have played a 6th and 7th inning, they would have been brought to you by O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. Family-owned and operated since the early 70s. At O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. O'ReillyBranson.com. And Rob, well, who would have thought that entering that 5th inning we'd be an out away from winning this game, 2 outs away, I guess. They ended up putting up a second with that sacrifice fly, but this was just an explosion by the Royals at the end of the game after they just had a steady presence all contest.
Yeah, we were talking, we were trying to strategize and hypothesize who was going to pitch the 6th or the 7th, thinking this game was going to continue. We saw Colin Ash down in the bullpen, but boy, the Royal offense exploded. All 9 players in the order came to the plate in the 5th, and it's fitting that 4 of the 5 runs in that, or 3 of the 5 runs in that 5th inning, including the game clincher by Max Kreiner, were scored by seniors on senior night.
Pretty incredible stuff. And you know what? I think the plan for Tony Vittorio was to let Andrew McHugh start the game, and then maybe after an inning or 2 of work, you pull. He's the closer. He doesn't typically throw a lot. After maybe 2 innings, you pull him out and you put a guy like Colin Ash on the mound. But he denied Vittorio that opportunity with how well he played. He had a handful of innings he pitched less than 15 pitches multiple times. He retired guys in order multiple times. He had one heck of a contest on senior day as, just an absolute dazzle of a performance.
Well, his final line, 5 innings, pitched a shutout, allowed just 2 hits, didn't walk a batter, so you've got 2 base runners total, 4 strikeouts, and again, you mentioned just 50 pitches. You can't get much more efficient than a shutout where you're averaging 10 pitches an inning. Andrew McHugh was absolutely fantastic tonight. And you look at the 5 seniors that all got a chance to start tonight, every one of them contributed. We talked about McHugh. Colin Ash, who we'll talk more about in a moment, had 3 hits, was back to his usual self. But the bottom of the order the game began with 4 seniors. Luke Baker had 2 hits, including a 2-run home run. Carrington Pitts had a hit, scored 2 runs. Braden Treadwell got his first hit of the season on maybe the best executed bunt of the season to push it by the first baseman to reach. And then Max Kreiner drove in a run on a ground out and then scored the game-winning run or the game-clinching run to end it. So just I don't know that senior night could have gone any better for the Royals.
And we have to name a player of the game, despite the fact that we could point to 5 or 6 dudes on this roster, most of them seniors, with how well they played, but we will name an official player of the game, and it's a guy that has certainly won this award before, maybe in another sport. We'll talk about that after this. It's the Piazza Produce post-game show on the Roncalli Media Network.
Tonight, our Royals played as a team, but one athlete clearly gave us a sign of greatness. And who better to help spotlight this standout performance than Business Art Designs, the experts in making big moments impossible to miss. With over 35 years of experience, they know how to make excellence stand out. From temporary signs to lasting displays, they bring every message to life. Congrats to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game.
The Piazza Produce post-game show. Your player of the game, a guy that won it plenty of times on the gridiron. It is Colin Ash in his final game in front of the home crowd in regular season action. In fact, of course, this team is hosting sectionals next week, so it will not be the final time on this field. Maybe a little bit less bittersweet as it would have been. But he certainly put in a performance to remember on Senior Day, leading things off. He had 3 hits. He had an RBI the one time he didn't get a hit, so 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a run scored, and robbed 3 stolen bases to really add on to an impressive season for the young man, Colin Ash.
Yeah, Ash now has 27 stolen bases on the season, has taken over the team lead in that category, just 2 away from the single-season record of 29 that was set 40 years ago by Kevin Kirkhoff. But Ash had 3 of the team's 9, and that ties the second largest total in a game for the Royals this year. Roncalli had 9 in the back end of a doubleheader at Southwestern down at Hanover. That was a 14-0 win all the way back on April 4th, and then the season high was 13. That was in a conference win at Rebuff back last month on the 14th of April.
Next in action, the Royals will play on the road at Bloomington North on Tuesday. But then 2 days later, sectional action here at home, and we're going to have coverage of that here on the Roncalli Media Network on YouTube the way you watch now. And I think that what Andrew McHugh proved today is going to pay dividends in these elimination games. You see so often a short leash for your starting pitcher. Well, you know, who wants to put their closer in the second or third inning? He proved today he can put, he's threw 50 pitches today, and he dazzled. He proved that if you need him to come in early in a game, there doesn't need to be any thought in Coach Vittorio's mind that he can do such.
Yeah, he can certainly be, at this point in his career, he can certainly be a multi-inning guy coming in out of the bullpen, and he proved that tonight. Again, you can't say enough about what the seniors did tonight in this victory.
Piazza Produce provides the post-game show. Family-owned and trusted in Indianapolis since 1970. Piazza, a leading distributor of the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more, delivering exceptional quality across the Midwest. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and freshness you can count on after every game. And Rob, the line score for today, and a 10-0 win for the Royals.
Well, the Royals get their 18th win of the season and their 8th run rule win of the season. Final totals: Columbus East, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. Roncalli, 10 runs, including 5 in the 5th. To walk it off, 10 hits, no errors, and 6 left. Andrew McHugh, just his second start of the season, gets his 3rd win against no losses. Caden Arnholt, the Columbus East starter, takes the loss. He is now 3-4. Time of the game, 1 hour and 31 minutes in front of a robust senior night crowd of 126.
So we'll bring you action next week of the Thursday game against Greenwood. Should they win that, they would then play 2 days later on Saturday. We'll have that coverage for you here at RMN as well. And then the goal would be hosting a sectional championship and playing in such an event. That would be the following Monday, June 1st. Rob, excited for the tune-up game on Tuesday that this team will go travel and play at Bloomington North, but then a really exciting week of sectional baseball for this squad.
Well, and you've got another top 10 in the state 3A team in Shelbyville in that sectional. A very strong New Pal team, the defending champion of the sectional, will come in. The team that knocked the Royals out in the sectional final last year, they'll also be here. Beech Grove and Indian Creek both have standout pitchers. And then you've got Rushville as well. So it's going to be an interesting sectional. I think the Royals were more than overjoyed to see Shelbyville and New Pal on the other side of the bracket. So if the Royals are to get to a final and win a sectional for the first time in 8 years, they'd only have to beat one of those two teams. But you got to take them one at a time. And I think, Andrew, Nathaniel, too, and we didn't talk about this, but there's some confidence there in that the Royals are playing a team in Greenwood that they've already beaten. You and I did that game. The Royals beat Greenwood here.
10-6.
10-6 back on the 20th of April. But that was a game where the Royals were in control throughout. They really beat up the Greenwood starter, got him out of the game early. Greenwood got to the Royals bullpen a little bit to get those 6 runs. But I think there's something about playing a team that you've already played and having some confidence. And the Royals should feel really good about their ability to make a deep run in this tournament coming up here next week. I can't wait.
Rain will be a factor, so keep an eye out on social media at Roncalli Athletics for what's going on there, or the website at Roncalli Athletics there. But we should have not only all 3 baseball sectional games, but the second and third round should Roncalli softball both play in them for you. We will not be broadcasting on Memorial Day Monday, but any other day next week we will have those games at Indian Creek. It'll be Pat Crosley and I, excited for that. But elsewhere, we will have coverage of Roncalli's first-round game against Greenwood right here next Thursday, a week from today. Excited to bring that one to you. But in the meantime, with Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch. A big thank you to the rest of our sponsors in the Coin Index: Gemco Constructors, Gorman Bunch Orthodontics, Greenwood Vision, Harding Poorman Print and Brand, Indiana Members Credit Union, Indiana Physical Therapy, and last but not least, Werner Financial. Thank you for watching. For Rob Brown, I'm Nathaniel Finch saying so long, and good luck to Rob's Canadians on the Roncalli Media Network.
About buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422, or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of this presentation without the express written consent of Roncalli High School